Computational Intelligence Research Foundation, Chennai, to take over the session on the topic Women Emotional Well-being. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. And on behalf of Computational Intelligence Research Foundation, I wholeheartedly thank the entire team of PhD Polytechnic College for having invited me to give a talk on women's emotional well-being. Okay, and I'd like to thank all the NIDM for their contributions, and it takes immense effort from different side of our faculties in different dimensions to bring these events to accomplish today. Okay, hope you are able to hear me. Yes.
You're audible, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you so much. So this session will be an interactive session. So whenever I would like to have participants, faculty members, to have your cameras on. So it is even more a direct conversation. Okay, we are going to speak about emotional well-being. Okay, kindly do switch on your cameras, please. Yes, please. So this is a webinar, so we definitely don't know how many of you have switched on and you left your system or mobile and went, or you're into this. I wish, yeah, I could see Jyoti Lakshmi ma'am, Prasanna Shekhar ma'am, and Anuradha ma'am. I would like to invite all of you to switch on your cameras. All right, before I start, thank you, Mani Megalai ma'am. Beautiful to see. Okay, so before I start with my session, right? Most of us are women, but we have men too. All right. Even in the word women, what carries? The word men carries, right? So today I'm going to ask you all a question, a very simple question, answers on the chat, please. How are you today? Just one word, answer on the chat. How are you? How are you today? Thank you, Rakshana Sharma ma'am, Sejal ma'am, Mohana Priya ma'am. Yes, please. Fine. Feeling pressurized to complete some urgent task. Okay. Yeah, good. Ajita ma'am, I'm fine. Good. Anuradha ma'am, well, fine. Yes. Very nice. I want everybody to give me an answer. Just one answer. It's very simple. How are you feeling today? All right, great. Thank you, Sijal. Okay. So, HOD, thank you, ma'am. Thank you, HOD, ma'am. How are you? I'm fine. I'm fine with the grace of God. Okay, I'm going to share my life experience with you. As Sharmila ma'am said, as she got infected with COVID, even I got infected with COVID last April. Okay, last April, in India and TamilNadu, mostly we didn't have any beds around and we were quarantined at home. All right, myself and my husband, and it's really a very struggleful time. Mostly emotionally, we were not able to see our children. We are blessed with two children. One is 13 years and the other one is 8 years old. And during the pandemic, both of us got infected with COVID and we were totally separated. And the first thing what my son, when we came out of quarantine, the first word my son told is what he said: my parents are alive. To tell it in Tamil, he said, எங்க அப்பா அம்மா உயிரோட இருக்காங்க. நீங்க உயிரோட இருக்கீங்களா? That's the first word that came out of his mouth. Then tell me what would have been on in his emotion, on his mind when this word comes into it. One of you can unmute. After our quarantine period, when we came out, the first word that my son said, my parents are alive. Can one of you tell me? Most of us would have got infected. Most of us, everybody, we have got some kind of emotional strain. If you hear this word, what is that reflecting on your mind? One of you can unmute and speak. Able to get my question?
Gratitude.
Gratitude. Okay, others? Two of you unmuted, I think so. Gratitude. He didn't have an assurance that we are alive. Appada, got it over. At least my parents are alive. Okay, so a lot of emotional stress as we are going to see about women and about in a family. How are we going to do it, right? And today's session we'll have some kind of events that I need a lot of input from you, and I want everybody to get involved at the session. It's not, if I'm going to say be happy, can you be happy? If I'm going to tell you a word, be happy, will you be happy? Or it comes from within you? If I'm going to tell you, say I'm saying Rachana Sharma ma'am, ma'am, be happy, ma'am, be joyful. Whether it will come for her, it comes from her inside or through the words that I speak. Quick answers on chat. I'm waiting for your answers. Yeah. Your sweet word will matter from inside. But I choose me happiness. I don't know what stress, what anxiety, what worry she goes. But I cannot say, Rakshana, ma'am, be happy, be joyful. This is a verbal activity, will not happen. Your emotional strength is a normal, it's a non-verbal activity that comes from within you. That comes within you. All right. So hope you are able to see in my screen. Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. So, and once again, I would like to thank the PSG Polytechnic College Coimbatore. Many of us are struggling with a lot of stress, lot of strain. All right. And on this first session today for mine, it's women's emotional well-being. Okay. I'm going to have a timer for 20 seconds. Okay. I want you to find it out. What's the missing number here? Find out the missing numbers. Which number is missing? Answers on chat if you found the missing number. Okay. All right. Let me see on the chat. Anybody found out what's the missing number? Yes. Who was the first person who found it out on the chat? Okay, it is Anureka, ma'am. Yeah, Sejal. See, so many of you. Yeah, the first is Ajit Nair. Okay, so we were all able to find the missing number is 32. For how many of you it was a little confusing? Or how many of you tried and you left it? I'm not asking the one who won it. I'm asking people, let's be frank, right? Let's be frank. We're going to speak about something. How many of you tried? I'm not able to find it out. Let me leave. Yes, no? Everybody got it? Yes. So, if I'll ask the first person. Who was the first person? Yeah. Can Ajita Nair, ma'am, tell me how you were able to find it quick? You are the first and you are the winner of this first test. You can unmute or you can give your answers on chat. How far you find it is to be done? Yes, please. Okay. So now coming into the well-being. Okay. Now we are going to see about there are different well-beings. The well-being that we are going to see is the emotional well-being. The emotional well-being. How many of you what are the two words here? Well-being. It is, there are two healths. Okay. One is a mental health and other is an emotional health. What do you think? What is a mental health and how do you differentiate between mental health and emotional health? I know the next session you are having it is with the emotional mental health. Can you tell me what's the difference between mental health and emotional health? Yes, please. Can you?
Emotional health determines whether how you feel. It's like if emotional health is how you feel, whether you feel happy, whether you feel sad, whether you feel grumpy. It is how emotional health has been defined. Mental health is something wherein your mind or your way of thinking somewhere gets hampered or it gets disturbed due to emotional health.
Okay.
So, emotional health is correlated to mental health, it is not completely included into mental health. somewhere or the other, emotional health is somewhere we can stop ourselves, or in emotional health we can tackle it through making ourselves or diverting ourselves. But whereas in mental health, we need to deal it at a greater level.
Okay, okay. Thank you, Sujana. So yeah, that is what you're saying. I wasn't. Aditya ma'am has given the answer on the chat for the previous question. I was interested to do, so I did it very quickly. Mental health deals with thinking and cognitive, right? They are cognitive health. Mental health involves mind. Emotional health involves heart. Emotional health deals with feeling part. Okay, to make it very short, mental health, okay, deals with a conscious mind. We are conscious of things. Emotional health, it deals with a subconscious mind. Okay, there's no voice. You're not able to hear my voice. Yes, no. Able to hear my voice, others?
Yes, ma'am, you're audible.
Yeah. One of the participant, Rachna ma'am, has told it's not. Yeah, thank you, Tara ma'am. Now, fine. Yeah, the mental health, it deals with your conscious mind, and emotional health, it deals with your subconscious mind. I'm going to ask you a question. Most of us would have experienced it today. I need to speak about emotional health, which means my emotion should be good. You know what happened after I made everything ready, early in the morning, as I was going to get ready for the talk, power went off at home. Then I thought I'll go to my office where I'll get power. Then when I called my office, they said no power. Then I need to find the next place, and I'm into another place where I'm here to share my talk with you. So, how many of you, when there is no power supply at home, and you're going to your restrooms, how many of you will switch on? You know the current is there's no current, but still, how many of you will switch on the power button of your light of the restroom? How many of you will switch on the light of the restroom? Yes means type Y on the chat. No means type no on the chat. The situation is there is no current at home. Maybe at night or sometime at night you're going to use the restroom because it's your home. You know where the restroom is. Do you switch on the light? No, you know there is no current, but still we switch on the light. We use the restroom and we come back, right? You know there's no current, but still most of us we do it. Even today when I went to take a bath, I know there's no current, but still I switched on, and after I came out, I know why am I switching on? I know there's no current. This is what it happens in you. Is it a conscious mind or it's in the subconscious mind? Subconscious means type S. If it is conscious, type C on the chat. Thank you. We know there's no current, but still when we use the restroom or when we go outside, we just switch on. One example is restroom, right? We switch on the light, we use the restroom, when we come back, and then we see, oh my god, there's no current. But still I did this today. I did this today. All right. So it deals with two kinds of, we are going to have about mental health, but emotional health, it deals with your subconscious mind. It deals with your subconscious mind. Okay. And mental health, it involves, as you said, processing information that is in memory. Some people that would have told you something about you that's not good. You know, they are so bad, something, and understanding them. This is what is a mental health. The information that you get from people, especially they try to say something wrong about you, that's not good about you. What is emotional? The ability to control and express emotions appropriately. How many of us can truly understand, if you take men at home, women at home, who is emotionally weak? When somebody speaks something about us, who cries first? Who tries to speak a lot? Men means type M, W, women means type W. And mental health, it deals with cognitive process. And emotional, it's emotions and feelings. It's your own emotions. Mental health has got a wider scope, but when you take emotional health, it has got a limited scope. Women, we all agree to it, right? We all agree to it. Women, men, they know they have got stress, but still their emotion goes, and sometimes When the stress level is more, they break out. But moreover, women are the one who we cry a lot. Even a small, when just one word, they are not good. Somebody speaks and it comes to your heart. Just a simple thing, but it breaks your heart. Yes, it breaks your heart. So emotional, it's the ability and express emotions. Okay, as women, we are all working, right? When we go to a work environment, supposing if we have an higher authority, maybe they shout at us, maybe we are not wrong, we are not right, something we get some not a good kind of treatment from our higher authorities. How do you revert back to them? Will you be quiet or you speak out? Imagine you are in a workplace, you have an higher authority, they speak something that you have not done your work properly, the way they communicate is not that good towards you. How will you respond back? Whether you'll be calm or react. If you'll be calm, type C on the chat. If you are going to react, type R on the chat. Calm, quiet, calm. Only one person react. Keeping quiet. Thank you, Jessina ma'am. Most of us, we say we are quiet. We don't react to our higher authorities. But same person. Same person. When we come to home, our children are trying to irritate something, they speak something. How do you react towards them? Your children, they are nagging, they want something, the same kind of pressure. There also the higher authority is giving you a pressure of not doing a task, and you come back home, you told your children, I'm going to get this, but with a lot of tensions, you're going back home, your children are running. Say for example, you promised them that you're going to get ice cream, and when you come back home, the children are running towards you, towards the mother. Mama, where's my ice cream? You said, already I'm coming with lot of tension. Please go away. Immediately the child, how are we reacting? Sometimes shout at them, sometimes calm, shouting. Same person. Same person. How are you controlling your experience? How are you going to see? The same person was able to control the emotion at workplace, but not at home. Emotion is the same. Most of us, we agree. We shout. We shout. All right. It has got limited scope. It is how we think of ourselves. How do you react among? I'll give you one more example. Most of us, we are women here. I suppose most of us are women. Okay, let me see on the people. So I will know most of us are women. Sometime in our life, right? When you are now you are married, right? Now you are married. Some of you are not married. Our mother will keep on telling us doing something. Fold the clothes, wash the vessels, clean the room. So many times they say, but how many of us we have just we have never react? So not never. Sometimes we don't react back. Let her shout at me. Let me be quiet. Yes. How many of you have experienced that? Your mom, okay, they are going to say clean the vessels, wash the, let's say, go and fold your clothes, your things, or go and get something and come. Repeatedly, they may saying, but how many of us, from our childhood to now, how many of us have experiences even without reacting or sitting? Yes, yes, only one answer, others. You're all obedient children. Sometimes quiet. Yeah, sometimes quiet, do that work. Sometimes feel irritated and shouting at her. Okay, yes, yes. They would be shouting at us for a long time, every time at home, right? Even I'm a mother of two children. I tell, yeah, take your book and learn. Do this, do that, do that. Okay, can't tell anything to Mother Supreme. Thank you, Jasina ma'am. Okay, so this is how we do it. We don't react. Same thing in our friend circle. Your close friend tells one word hard at you. How do you feel? Imagine your reaction when a mother is keep on asking you to do, but you simply sit without doing, not every time, sometime, because you don't want to do, but your mother keeps telling you. See, if you don't do like that, and every mother say, when you go get married, you have to go and do a work, you're not doing, okay? You obeyed your mother, you were strict. But same thing in a friend circle. One word, one gesture. How do you feel? Which feeling is more? Your mother shouting at you and you're not doing the work, or the words from your friend? Which which reacts your emotions more? Yes, please. Friend. Thank you. Friend. The words from friend. Absolutely yes, ma'am. Words from friend. This is how the emotion has got limited scope. I'm going to ask you next question. You're only giving me the answer. Whose love is more? Whether your friend's love or your mother's love. Whose love towards you is more? Either it's your friend's love or your mother's love. So able to understand how when the love is more, the emotions are less. When are you going to react with your emotions? When the love towards a person or anybody is less, we try to have your emotions. How many of you agree to this? If you agree, type agreed. Yes. So this is how it. This emotion has got very limited scope. It's not like wide scope. It's emotions and feelings. We have seen in different situations how even in this COVID time, many lost job, but there is always hope in your life. But there is always hope. I'm going to ask you one thing. You get tensed up, you get supposingly, I don't know how many of you have experienced this. I'm a counselor, I get calls from people, we have lost the jobs. When you lose your job, it's not a good sign, because you're going to get stressed, because you're going to get tensed up a lot, because you're going to shout at people a lot. Will you get a job? Because of emotions, can you get a job? Yes or no? Answers on the chat. Some of us, no. You know that you are not going to do it. But still, at one point of time, when we lose a job, when we are not going to attain something, we break out. Because of emotion, we need to have emotions, but how are we going to handle it? How are we going to handle it? All right. So now this is what we are speaking about: the 5 doses of mental well-being. Be active. Participate in activities around you. I'm so happy with the good set of participants whom you are all giving your good answers. Take notice of what is happening around you. Do something new each day. I want to share this with you. I'm going to share what I'm doing it. I'm not going to speak about, I'm going to share my own life experience. Do something new each day that brings joy to people around you. When people around you are joyful, you will also be joyful. Give, identify, and refer those who are in need. We have been doing it from my research foundation and from my community. I'll share those pictures with you. When you give to people, when you give something for the needed, sometimes, we are giving to people who already have something. The value of it will not be known. After we knew certain times, I will show the social works that what we are doing here. It's not a big thing, but still, giving gives you a lot of joy. It strengthens your emotion. It strengthens your emotion. Keep learning something new every day. I am a trainer, I'm a keynote speaker, motivation speaker, whatever it is, I need to learn every day. Learning gives you a lot of joy. Learn from it. Listen to people. See, you have undergone, maybe as women, some of them would have undergone abortions. When you listen to them, they share. Experience cannot be bought from anyone. You can earn experience. You can get yourself enriched one way. Listen to people. This is what the situation in my family as a woman. I had an unruly husband, in-laws, and this and that. How I passed through it. Speak to them. Listen to them. That experience cannot be bought. Only when you are experiencing it, that's one. Second thing, when we sit and listen to people and visit people and share, get connected, get involved in religious activity. Your spiritual mental health is also more important. and keep connected to God. Keeping connected to God. When God is a central portion for a physical health, for a spiritual health, for a emotional health, for a mental health. Okay, we are more happy when our surrounding is happy. Yes, don't get yourself. Tell me your friend, and I will tell you who you are. If you're getting to connected with your friend or anybody who keeps grumbling, then your emotion goes down. Who keeps complaining about others in every workplace, when you now close your eyes and say, you get two people in your mind who keeps complaining about the organization, whatever the organization is going to do good. Some people from the family always telling, no, this is not right, this is not right, yes, no. How many of you have experienced those kind of people in your life? Always complaining, grumbling. That they are a friend or not a friend, I'm not going to ask. Have you experienced people speaking to you like this? They don't speak, they don't meditate upon that is good. But keep meditating upon every coin has got two sides. Like every organization, family, you have got good people and people whom you need to adjust. Yeah, I have experienced. Yes. Thank you, Rashna ma'am. Only 3 responses out of 101 people. I want everybody to give an answer if you have experience. Avoid them. Have a distancing. Now, during this COVID time, we have something called as social distancing. Sometimes in your lunch, if you're going to have a lunch, okay, with your colleagues at your workplace or in family or somewhere, when eating, people are trying to say, that person is really bad, this is happening, this is happening, this is happening. We need to speak to people and strengthen them. But if people try to induce you about negative things, just get up and go for a walk and come and sit. That is the best way to handle emotions. That's the best way to handle emotions. Yes, it's always lie that always talking negative about things and corrupt our mind too. Well said, Satyabhama. Be very careful. Nobody can corrupt you. So be active when you go to your workplace. See, all the 5 fingers are not the same. Each of you are uniquely designed by our Creator God. And each of you have got a very good, unique talents. You have got good talents. Be active. Trying to participate. Try to participate. Even that's what I'm asking. So many very good people. You're all participating. Take notice what is happening. Try to do something new every day. Maybe in cooking as women, not the same cooking. Try to do something new. How many of you feel happy when you try a new dish and it really comes out well? Yes, you try a new dish. This pandemic, COVID, how many of you tried new dishes? Yes, everybody into YouTube, right? Baking cakes, making biryani. Yes. You are emotionally strong. And your kids are happy. Thank you, Tara ma'am. YouTube. YouTube Valga. Yeah, thank you, ma'am. I feel so happy. When you are emotionally stressed, go and try to find something in YouTube, start cooking, and give to people who give you good credits. When I cook, right, my children always say, it's very tasty. And my mother will say, whatever you cook, your children will say it's tasty. But really, I do cook well. I don't say I don't cook well. But when you cook with so much of love and affection, it's there. Right? There are so many ways to keep yourself. Give to people. I'll tell you, during this pandemic, how we have helped out people. Most of you have also helped out people. It's not picturizing. What I've done is a very small thing. Why a picturizing? A picture speaks 1,000 words, and it will help you and to keep learning. Being in the teaching academics, I was into academics for 10 years. Then I started this research company. I've got a lot of challenges. Sometimes it puts my emotion down, my mental health down, but still we need to strive. Keep learning. Keep learning. Connect with good people. Get involved in religious activity. That gives you a lot of good souls in your mind. Okay. What is well-being? Feeling happy and content. Be smiling always. Smile is a universal language. Work productively and fruitfully. When you go into a workplace or at home or you do your household work, working productively. Don't ever think that people will always try to say, you have done something good. How many of you have experienced this? You have done something good, maybe at your workplace or at home. and nobody appreciates you or praises you, and you feel sometimes, now I did so much, but even not one word of appreciation I've got it from people. Yes, how many of you have experienced it? We think, right, we do so much of good things, how much at work, how much at home, but recognition of my work is very less. If you think like that, your emotional health, be happy. You should try to encourage yourself. You should try to encourage. You should definitely, I always encourage myself. Yes, Doreen, you're doing well, you can do well. Not everybody. Make a contribution to the community. That's what I said. We need to do something for the community. Maybe at the end, I'll ask some of you if you have done something for the community. Realizing our own achievements and ability. I'm going to ask you something. Okay, if you are achieving something and if you are really feeling happy, you will feel happy more than when you share the good news to others, how they will feel happy and how you will feel happy. Which happiness level is more? Maybe you achieved something, you got a good job, you're blessed with children, okay, you do a good cook, something, you feel so happy and you share it with another person who's also closer to you. Whose level of happiness is more? Is it you or the person to whom you share? If it is you, type why. It's your my level. Second question. You are very sad. You lost something great in your life. You wanted to achieve. You're totally broken. You're totally depressed. You're totally stressed. And you're trying to speak to some person. I'm totally stressed. Whose sorrow level is more, you or the person to whom you share? Is it your level? It's your level. It's mine. So I tell you, though you get achieve something in life or you're sad in life, it is you who are going to be happy and it is you who are going to experience your losses or sorrows. So realize when you achieve something, you think with the grace of God that you have achieved something. Coping up with normal stresses of life. Yeah, COVID, even I thought we are not going to come out. What we didn't have beds. I had so much of struggles. But still, we were able to come out by the grace of God. 1 in 4 is affected by mental illness. 8.6 adults, they have suicidal thoughts. Third, the suicidal, it's a leading cause to death. Children, how many children after this COVID, they've got a lot of anxieties. They shout a lot. They're unruly. How many of you experience it? Yes, this pandemic has put a lot of kids also into a lot of stress and strain. We need to handle them with care. Get along with others. Be compassionate and kind. Don't expect anything from others. Solve problem peacefully. There is a way that we can shout, but also we can solve. Be alert and engaged. Be very, very careful. Be secure and calm. Be secure and calm. Right, in 2015, I became sick, and when I was an HOD of a engineering college, Loyola Ecam College, I conducted a parents' meeting. I had fever. I came back home. Below my hip, nothing moved. The next day, I had another event. I was not able to go. Below my hip nothing moved. My toes did not move. My hands did not coordinate. I was into ICU. They took MRI, CT concentrated. I was in hospital for 13 days. Doctors told I'll walk only through wheelchair. But my mother is a woman of faith, and my parents and my husband, only these three people are taking care of me. By July, the doctor who said I cannot walk, my toes started walking. August, I went to my church first. And November, I joined my college. People in this world said no, even medically they said I cannot walk. I don't know what sickness. They took even my cerebrospinal fluid and found that they were not able to figure it out. Just one fever. But when you're emotionally strong, you'll be able to come out in life. I'm a live example of it. I'm a live example of it, right? So I'd like to share that with you. How many of you could picturize this with yourself, especially women? Can you personalize this? Do you feel sometimes when we are working women, do you feel this? Yes? Yes. Now we are going to have an emotional intelligence test. Okay, it's I put it on to the chat. We are going to take few minutes, right? Okay. Just click the link. Just click the link. You will get like this. Will you get like this? Yes. It's very simple. Just click it on and then put it onto the chat. What is the answer that you're getting? What is the points that you get? All right. Just click on the link. It opens. It's just 18. It will not take even 1 minute or a few minutes more. Just answer to this question. Just click it on. At the end, you can submit it. You'll get the score. Let's see what score each one of you are getting. Let's see. There are times when I feel happy and sad at the same time. It's not hard for me to remember feelings I had as a child. Just click it on. Use mobile or system, that's okay. My feelings are easily hurt. I find myself as a daydreaming. Some questions. I don't enjoy hearing stories that have a definite ending. I don't support companies or workplaces that have strict policies and guidelines. There's a place of everything, and you don't believe on that philosophy. Yes, no. Getting too close to someone involved in their life. I want everybody to try. I hope you're all trying. Good parents don't mind act like a kid. What is your option of it? Not a true, just a little true, somewhat true, moderately true, very true. It's like a scaling between 1 to 5. Emotions, types of questions. Okay. I told initially, emotional well-being is not, what do I say? It's not by speaking. We need to self-analyze it. That's what we've got 2 quizzes for you. This is the first one for the session. Yes. Yes, you're a sensible or level-headed person. Whatever you think, that goes for you. But let's be true. Yes. And then click on get results. Yes. Yeah, 27 to 45. Thank you, Jessina. I'm 18 out of 22. 27 to 45. Mid range. And also, when you get their results, there will be a content also given. A thin boundary 46 plus. Thank you. How do you feel after you evaluated? And also, they will give you a content also out of it. Yes, they will give you a content of how do you feel. Yes, how do you feel? Is it right? How does this test speak to you? Yes, can one of you unmute and tell me? Yeah, so you're all trying. I could see answers from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 out of 97 or 96. Yes, please. 40. Thank you, Anuradha ma'am. How do you feel? And you get some content out of it, right? You get some content about what it speaks. How do you feel? I want anyone to unmute your mics and speak. Hello? Most of you are giving your answers. Can one of you unmute your mics and speak? How do you feel once you do this set of emotion passion? What's your experience? Yes, please. Able to hear me, right? Yes? Nobody wants to speak?
Ma'am, I realized myself while attending these questions, ma'am.
Mm, you realized. Sometimes we need to do it. We really
Yeah.
need to do it.
Yes,
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
thank you.
So, but it is unique for each and everyone, right? It's unique for each and everyone. So, I hope you all enjoyed this emotional intelligence test. Okay? Emotional wellness has to do with your own thoughts. We saw when your mother shouts at you how your thoughts process works. When a friend just speaks one harsh word, how do you behave? It has got emotional wellness, emotional strength, or emotional health has got very limited scope. It all depends on you. Even though people irritate you a lot, when you get irritated, when your thoughts or feelings, behavior changes, then your emotional health goes off. It allows you to clearly recognize and accept your feeling, both positive and negative. Okay, both positive feelings. I have positive and negative emotions. You also have got positive. It includes adapting to stress, life changes, and difficult times. I told you when I was sick, below my hip, nothing moved. I was not able to move anywhere. Physically, I'm zero. I was in catheter for 40 days. And when people come and speak, no, I don't know what happened to you. You know, you were so good. You are doing all these things, but still you became. Then at one point of time, I took a decision in my life. I told when I came from hospital, I am not going to visit any people. Nobody. One day, my father, my mother, and my husband. That time, my son was just 1.5 years old. He will be in the next room. He will not be able to speak. He will only say "mama, mama, mama" in expression. He will say it in like repeatedly, right? What happened? What happened? What happened? We don't know, right? He will use "mama, mama, 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 mama." That's the word language that he used. And when people didn't come and see, the people said, "Why she's not loving?" I said, "No. People come to speak to me and drop my faith, and they drop my trust that I'll be able to be walk again." Okay, so sometimes you need to take decisions in your difficult times of life. In your difficult times of life, people may speak anything about you, but you know you are accountable to your creator. You're accountable to your creator. Don't include strength. So these are basic 8 emotions. Okay, anger to fight against problem. It can. How many of you experience this? Right, I'm going to ask you all. Sometimes we say right, you know, when I get angry, I don't know what I'm going to speak at all. In Tamil they say எனக்கு கோவம் வந்துச்சுன்னா எனக்கே தெரியாது நான் என்ன பண்ணுவேன். Yes, when I get angry, I myself don't know, okay, what I will do. I'm going to ask you a question. Listen carefully now. Listen very carefully, and you're going to give me a response. How many of you have experienced this? You lost your emotions, right? You're very stressed. You started fighting with people. It could be a mother, family, husband, children. The fight was so hard, and after sometimes you go and sit, and you ever thought, I should have not spoken like that. I could have been quiet. There is a situation in your life where you went. Everybody fights, right? Everybody gets angry. You fight because of your anger, and then after sometimes you come and sit and you recognize. After some time, I think I should have not shouted. I could have been calm that time. I don't know how did I lose my temper. How many of you have experienced it? Only one out of 94? Yes, Mohana Priya ma'am, Kausalya ma'am, HOD ma'am. Yes, sometimes Jyoti Lakshmi ma'am. Yes. But once you get that experience, the next time when you get angry in the same way, that experience should speak to you. That control is within yourself. Anticipation to looking forward and plan. Joy to remind us what's important. To connect with people who help, trusting. Fear is one emotion to protect us from danger. How many of you had fear because of COVID? Yes? Questions? Is not bilingual. English and Hindi, yes. Yeah, I can speak only in English. Yeah, we had fear of COVID. Surprises to focus us on new situations. Sadness to connect us people. And disgust to reject what is unhealthy. To reject, these are some 8 basic emotions. Out of that, you have got positives and negatives. Whether positive or negative, it is important to listen to your feeling and respond in a way that builds your emotion. Whether it's a positive feeling, can you see how so many feelings? Can you tell what are the feelings that you experienced from today morning till now? From morning, got up from your bed till now. What are kinds of emotions you experienced? Because it's from within you. You are going to listen to your feelings. Post it onto the chat, both your positive and negative feelings. Post it onto the chat. Quick, 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 quick. Yes. I cannot get you, Dinesh Kumar sir. Question arts not bilingual, Hindi or English or more language, no? What are the kinds of emotion that you've experienced from today morning as you got up from bed? It was only positive or positive or negative. Just write the words of emotions on the chat. Waiting for your answers, please. Have you ever said these things in your life? I can't do anything right. I'm nothing. I always fail. Nobody likes me. I'm a bad person. I'm crazy. I'm stupid. I'm not worth of anything. Everyone hates me. Everyone always goes wrong with me. I'm ugly. Yes, give answers or chat. Some negative thoughts. Have you ever said? Yes, even I have said. As faculty members, we always say, right, to every batch, this is the worst batch I've ever seen. Is it a positive note for the student or the negative note for the student? How many of you have told this to your class? This is the worst batch I've ever seen. I've never seen some batch like this. Have you ever said, I'm not going to ask you yes or no, just recognize whether we have said, or we transferring the positive note or negative note. I mean, have you ever said these words? Live a life that pleases God, not people. People in this world will change. Who they say that you're too good, right? The next time when you're not doing something for them, they'll try to put you down, they put your emotions down. Things to remember, tomorrow is a new day. Making mistake is a part of life. We said that sometimes we shout and then we recognize I should have not done like that. But that mistake should not be repeated back again. Saying no is okay. Saying no is okay. Okay, not everyone has to like you. Okay, we have got the next session, so I will just give this link onto the chat. All right, and then you can find it out how much people know about you, post which you can try it out, as we don't have much time. Yes. This is one thing that I want to share it and we'll conclude. The negative and the positive energy, the low energy and the high energy, the pleasantness. Are you in the burnout zone? Are you in the recovery zone? Are you in the survival zone? Or in the performance zone? These are the things. If you are brave, confident energy, or in the performance zone, recovery, which means you're calm, peaceful, comfortable. You don't have energy, you don't have pleasantness, then you're in a burnout zone or in the survival zone. But the zone that we need to move on is the emotional energy zone. Take deep breaths, talk to yourself, reframe negative interactions, step back and allow physical distancing with people. I told, right, you can move out and walk, all right, and then tune yourself into physical symptoms. Okay, physical symptoms. When you're hungry, try to eat. When you're worried, don't stop eating. When you're tired, do exercises. All right, sympathy, empathy. Be empathetic people. Feel the pain for others. Feel the pain of others. Okay, and a strong woman knows how to keep her life in order. Even with tears in her eyes, she manages to say, I'm okay with a smile. You said, I told, right, when you give things to others, you feel a lot of happiness. Okay, this is what we have given bed sheets to people on the road on December with a team. It's night 10 o'clock to 12 o'clock, around 50 people around Chennai. Okay, they are, and then this happened December last, and last month we gave food to people on the road. This is my son, this is my husband, this is our team. Okay, go do some good work as a team. Okay, you have to keep your physical, emotional, spiritual, and mental strength. All right, and something that happens physical is your cellular mind. With your mental, it's your conscious mind. All right, in emotional, it's subconscious mind, and spiritual, it's right. You need to do some to be spiritual. Go for a walk daily. I go for a walk daily for 40 minutes. That's what I say. Physical health is more important. I every day do morning devotions on online for a set of people, 5 a.m. to 6 a.m. The spiritual life is more important. These are my songs on God Music app. You can find it out. I told you, right? I became sick and I walk. So physical health is more important. Your spiritual is more important. Your emotional and your mental health is more important. Right? So these are the things that we have seen today. All right. And I hope the session would have be of good use to you. Thank you for this opportunity given. Over to the organizers. Any questions you can ask? Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Participants can post your queries in the chat box. Will be forwarded to the resource person.
Yes, please.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Welcome.
Day 1, session 2. The topic is on introduction to emotional intelligence. I invite Dr. R. Deepa, Assistant Professor and Head, Faculty of Human Resources, Chief Coordinator, PSG PhD Institute of Management. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you. Good afternoon, and Dr. Doreen, I was listening to your presentation. It was good, and